Good morning. It's April the 22nd. Yes, April the 22nd. It snowed a little bit more last night, so the snow is lingering and it's gray, but we're going around the lake. For some reason, I've been seeing like the edge of the gimbal sometimes in my picture here, and I can't quite figure out how that can happen. I noticed it yesterday. And it shouldn't be, the lenses are nowhere close to it, so I don't know. See what happens today. Anywho, off we go. Had a great time at the Dark Hall Gala last night. If you watched yesterday's second walk, I started in Dark Hall, the old theater that's now been rejuvenated and reopened. Almost a century old, beautiful building, beautiful place to perform too. Great acoustics. So last night there was a gala performance with several groups performing and short speeches and a great reception. Great wine and food. Well, I don't know if the wine was anything special, but it was there. So if you want to take a look at that, yesterday's walk starts with a walk through Dark Hall. Today, I've got so much to do. It's rather scary, actually. I don't see myself. What's going on in my shoe? Is there something in there, or is it just a momentary twinge? Almost felt like something was stabbing my toe. Can't walk around the lake if that keeps up. I'll have to stop and try to do something about it. I can't tell if it's real or not. It's real, but whether it's anything that's going to keep stabbing me or if it just took care of itself, maybe it's okay. Not a very scenic day today. Gray and a bit of snow. And hopefully there's no ice to worry about. It is above freezing, a degree or so above freezing. Although I'm feeling a little bit of icy slush here on the street. There is something in that shoe, but maybe it's going to be okay. No, I don't think it's going to. Crap. I don't know of any place I can sit down and take off my boot either in this weather. There's definitely something in that shoe. Well, maybe I can find a bench that's dry enough to sit on. Well, I don't think I can after the snow last night. Maybe I can just hopefully move it around in there, whatever it is, so it quits. I can live with it. Pebble or an old pine needle, I don't know. Something stabbed me. Anyway, right there. It's catching a view of the edge of the... How is it doing that? Do I need to? There we go. I'm just going to adjust a little bit. Maybe it has started being an extra wide angle view or something, so just zooming it out a little bit should take care of that, but that's clearly what it was. You can zoom this in quite a lot, but I don't want to do that. Alright, well, let's try that. Well, that's clearly what it is. It got onto the really wide angle view and it was catching a glimpse of the gimbal over there on the right. I should check the settings, I guess, before I begin next time. Make sure that it's not on wide angle. Hi, Dwight. Oh, haven't seen you for a while. Yeah, from Ottawa. Well, haven't seen you at all, but haven't seen your name pop up. Oh, and there's Roger. Hi, Roger. Yes. That's clearly what's going on. I noticed it in the last 2 or 3 videos that it's actually registering the edge of the gimbal, and it's like at least half an inch away from that, and the lens is right there, so that's had to have been set on an extreme wide angle. Maybe that was good yesterday when I was in Darkall. It's a gray day. Is this flooded again? They've got a barrier there, but only on one side. Oh, looks like we can get through without any trouble. Maybe muddy on the other end. Maybe they just put those out of the way there. There's sometimes a puddle down here, just around the corner, that's difficult to get through. Aha! And that's exactly what's happening here. But maybe I can go over here and get through the bushes. I've done that before. Oh, ouch. Whipped myself in the face with a bush. Okay, but for the return trip, I don't think I want to go through that puddle. So. I walked that way last time, I'll walk this way this time. Still ice on the lake. Snow on the ground. April 22nd in Saskatchewan. Supposed to get rain and snow today, too. When the snow first melted, that tunnel back there was completely flooded. I don't know how deep it was. It looked like it could have been waist deep. I'm sure we'll see geese. Looks like November is what it looks like. It's like winter's coming, not leaving. Somebody I read said, spring in Canada is shy. If you mention it directly, it goes away again. So if you say, boy, it sure feels like spring. Oh, well, now you did it. Doesn't feel like spring with that wind blowing over the ice. Wouldn't walk on that ice. It looks pretty thin. But it hasn't quite gone away. There might be a little slipperiness to watch out for here and there. Yeah. Worst kind. You can't actually tell. It doesn't look slippery, but it actually is. There's been a bit of slush here, and then it's kind of semi-frozen. Quite slippery. Not in the same way as ice, but your foot squishes sideways in it, more like thin mud, which some of the closest times I've come to falling doing this has been on a thin layer of mud, not ice. Yes. It's spring. No, it's not. Yes, it is. No, it's not. Right now, I'd have to say no, it's not. Not by most of the world standards, anyway. I actually like this kind of weather though. I like the gray and the wind and the bleakness. I think it appeals to the fiction writer in me. Just seems more interesting than a sunny day. Moody. There's a duck. No, that's a goose. Willow Island over there. Excalibur is under the ice right over there, based on my books. That's where it ended up at the end of the last book. Spoiler. I will walk through that shortcut at some point, but it's still too muddy. Honk, honk. There's certain spots where there's always more snow and ice than others, and this is one up here. Something to do with the trees, I guess. Right along here, there's always a patch of ice, indoor water. Indoor snow. Got so much publishing, editing stuff to do. It's scary the more I think about it. However, most of it is self-imposed deadlines. Not all of it, but construction noise over there. That's the former CNIB location. It was torn down and there was talk of building something else there, but I heard that project is dead, so maybe they're just clearing the site now. And Willow Island, this is where the Shards of Excalibur series begins, is in this patch of water. The Lady of the Lake from King Arthur shows up here. Tells this local girl that she's now the Lady of the Lake. She accepts the power, and she and this other boy, Wally, have to find the scattered shards of Excalibur before Merlin can. In his modern day guise as Rex Major, a kind of Bill Gates, Steve Jobs kind of computer guy. That's the premise. $5. You should totally get those. Only on Amazon at the moment. Or direct from Shadowpaw Press. Shadowpawpress.com. You can go over to Willow Island. You can rent it, and they'll take you over in a boat. You can picnic there or have a party or whatever you want. Not right now, maybe, but later. It's also where they launch fireworks from. For Canada Day and things like that there. A week from today, I will not be walking around the lake. I'll be in Saskatoon, waiting for the doors to open for the second day of Sask Expo. It'll be the first day. Yeah, it opens at 3:30 Friday afternoon, I think. But I actually have to go up on Thursday to get set up. So that's what I'll be doing on Thursday of next week. Driving up to Saskatoon, so there may be very little walking there for a few days. I'll probably, if I've got a signal, I will maybe do a walk through the Sask Expo space while I'm there. Might get a walk in downtown Saskatoon or somewhere. We'll see. Looking forward to it. First event like that in 2 years. I usually sell $1,000 worth of books, so I'm hoping I do at least that well on this trip. Morning. First dog. No, it's not. There was somebody coming out from the house across from ours when I came out with the dog. And there'll be another Sask Expo. Regina was supposed to be in June, but it's actually going to be now in August. I'll be at that one as well. Interesting to see what the crowds look like. No requirement for masks. We'll see how many people wear them anyway. I'm done with them anywhere not required. Out across the ice. Little discussion there. Whose girl is it? I would guess that that's mostly what's being argued about right now among the avian population. Oh, they're quite there were a couple of pairs of geese either looked like they were going after each other. It's hard to tell though. For all I know, that is mating among geese. They need the snow to go away. It's time to lay eggs, I would think. Is there a dog there? Yes, it's a very tiny dog. It was either a dog or something attached to his leg, but it's a dog. Morning. We'll go down here because it's more interesting. Hi, Anne. Yes, it's the 22nd. Did I put the 21st? Probably just didn't finish editing it properly from yesterday. Oh well, I can change that later. Can't change it now. It just carries over the text from the previous day when I set one of these up, and so if I'm not careful, I sometimes don't change the date. I'll change the title but not the date, so that's what happened. you're watching it live, it's up to you to know what day it is, not me. And I'll change it as soon as I can do so. There's no birds on the open water there. It's interesting. I figured they'd be packed, but maybe they're all off in fields looking for food. There's the bridge. Later there'll be a fountain there, an aeration fountain. And that patch of open water really lingers. I think, I've said before, I think there must be an outflow out there somewhere. Because that lingered way after the rest of the lake was frozen in the winter. And now it's the first part to open up. This is a bit slippery. This probably is as well. It's kind of slishy but slippery, as opposed to smooth skating rink ice like we had right after the melt in the first few freeze-thaw cycles there. Don't know what it says about me, but there was a chip of wood lying there, and my first thought was it was a cork, a wine cork. So, oh, let's go around this way. They launch boats down here soon, maybe. We'll walk through the playground. Ooh. There's a rock and a bench and some playground equipment and another rock and some boat landings. Not really part of the playground. Fenced in to keep kids from falling in. That's where the rowing club hangs out. More boat landings over there. Morning. Or boat launches, I guess. This is really the launch down here, and these are where you put boats up to. Usually, most likely thing you'll see here are dragon boats. Some years. Of course, there hasn't been a dragon boat festival for a while either. Never any shortage of places for boats. There are not that many boats that frequent the lake. But here's where you can launch one if you have one. Danger thin ice, I would think. All right. Still a hefty sized pile of snow here from snow clearing. That's a duck. Definitely not a goose. It's that one. Mama duck down there. Papa duck there. I would guess. Lots of open water here. Oh, it's because of the creek flowing in here. So wow, way more open water than I thought. So it's really just down at the other end that there's still a cap of ice. It's an actual lake again. Well, that looks like spring. So it's winter at one end and spring at this end. But that would be because of the creek water flowing in here. Whereas at the other end, the creek water flows out. It doesn't have the same effect. Ducks rule, geese drool. There it is. Oh, looks like the footbridge might actually not be flooded, although it's still blocked off by the pass under the bridge. Look at all that water. Makes the birds happy. Maybe that's why they're not all clustered around that little open space over there. They got lots of water now. Still ice here. You can sort of see the edge where the water flows out of the creek. Yeah, there's some water under there, but you could get under there now if you wanted to. Because it was underwater earlier. And back to ice. With some water. Next week I'll bet, well, I won't walk around next week. In 2 weeks, when I'm, will I 2 weeks? Yeah, because the other thing, Saskatchewan Library's annual meeting, which I will also be at as a vendor or trade show type person, is 2 weeks from today at the Hotel Saskatchewan. 2 weeks from yesterday, I mean. So 2 weeks from today, I should be back and walking around the lake. By which time I hope all the snow is gone and the lake is entirely liquid. One would hope. It's May by that point. Take off my hat. I'm actually getting, I may want it again later, but right now I'm getting warm. I don't think I'll bother with Pine Island today again. Probably muddy over there. Well, you can avoid the mud if you stay on the path, but basically I just don't want to go over there today, so sue me. Sue me, sue me, what can you do me? Thin ice there, and then open again here by the bridge. Oh, maybe we could go over there. Morning. Sure, let's go over to Pine Island. I wasn't going to, but now I think I will. Could have better look at the ice situation on the lake. Oh, hello. That was very white, whatever it was. So, little thin ice down there, but water under the bridge. It's all water under the bridge. Very thin ice over here. A couple of ducks working their way through the slush over there, it looks like. Thin ice. There are usually geese here. They usually don't want to see you. Yeah, to you too. It's a little slippery along here. That's what I was more worried about. There is a thin layer of mud here that makes it a bit slippery, but this could have ice on it as well. Oh well, I have chosen to come over here now, so let's be careful. Yeah, slipperier than I would have thought. So still ice there, and then thicker ice over there is where it starts, where it turns white. Random geese. Yeah, same to you. Won't go up there because that's unpaved, so it'll definitely be muddy. Come over here to the corner, get a view of downtown, kind of. Not really, kind of. So if you're at that little white bump way off in the distance, Mosaic Stadium, I don't know if you can see it on the scale we're at, but house is basically at this angle right in front of that. Slippery when wet, also slippery when it's just snowed, but I will be careful. This whole island is slippery when wet. So that's where the waterfall will be. Again, for aeration purposes. It will come down to our left there. We will continue our circumnavigation of Pine Island. Hello. Where are the geese indeed? And of course it's called Pine Island because it's covered in pines. Not a natural island. None of the islands are natural. The whole lake is unnatural. There's something very unnatural about this place. Basically a timing booth for when they do rowing competitions. Built for the Canada Summer Games a few years ago. Very near Goose, anyway. And that was Pine Island. There's always a few birds here because people feed them. Probably what's going on with that truck right there. SUV, not a truck. Until more water opened up, all those little patches were completely crowded with birds, but now they've got room to get away from each other, spread out. Not too bad down here. This is another low spot where there's often ice and snow. There's going to be anywhere. Going to read that. Yes, this lake shouldn't be here. There's probably some black goo around somewhere. Certainly down at the bottom, after a winter under the ice with anaerobic decomposition, I bet you there's black goo all over the bottom of this lake. Those who still remember the black goo of the X-Files, something that's what they called it, wasn't it? Black goo. I always thought it was just black goo, black something, black oil, black something. Their whole mythology got so convoluted, and I think they kind of lost control of their storylines. There's a low spot where there's ice, as there always is. It's going to be anywhere. Hello, Kirk in Vancouver. Halfway around the lake. Halfway around the lake is a lake where I sit. There isn't any other lake quite like it. Doesn't quite work. Works for stairs, which is what that's from, of course. A Milne, I guess. Halfway up the stairs is a stair where I sit. There isn't any other stair quite like it. It isn't at the bottom, it isn't at the top, so halfway up the stairs is where I like to stop. Or is it just place, not stair? Oh, up the stairs is a place. No, I'm pretty sure it's stairs. The definitive version of that was done by Robin, Kermit's nephew, in the Muppet Show. Maybe it is place. Halfway up the stairs is a place, I like to say. Yeah, it could be place. Otherwise, stair seems overused. But he might have wanted to do that for emphasis. Someone look it up. Yeah, people from all over the world. I have people from India sometimes, and Mexico, and Vietnam yesterday. Depends on the time of the day. Most people don't watch for very long, just a few minutes. And more people watch the recordings than walk with me live. Another low spot. The water runs off from over there and makes ice in here if it's going to be icy. But we're above freezing, so except for a little slushiness where the snow hadn't quite melted, it has not been particularly icy. Supposed to get more rain and snow today, but not yet. downtown. Is that a way downtown? Ooh. Run out of things to talk about. I haven't done a non-talking walk for a while. I have done. They're a little weird. I'm so used to blabbing along as I walk. But I did one when it was really cold and dark. For the "this is what it's like in Saskatchewan in the winter" vibe. Right now, this is what it's like in Saskatchewan in April 22nd, not 21st, whatever the heading may have said. Particularly poignant Holodomor Memorial over here. Holodomor. Marking Stalin's genocide of Ukrainians. Memorial there. Holodomor. It's got an M in it, doesn't it? Tennis club over there. I have walked through there, but it's too snowy at the moment. But soon, well, I probably could. Just to be different if I could find the path through the bushes here, but it is probably a bit on the snowy side. Somewhere right along here, there's a bit of a path that takes you back to the tennis courts. Is that it? Well, that'll do the trick. So here's the tennis club. Maybe the path is a little further up. Yeah, maybe that's actually the path over there. Which is why I'm running into trees coming this way. It's still pretty snowed. I was right. So, Lakeview, or Lakeshore Tennis Club. Lakeshore, Lakeview. A lot of tennising going on. Oh, snowshoe hair though. They've turned brown. They think it's spring. Actually pretty good. They've got some white and some brown, so they're doing okay in this sort of half snowy conditions. I certainly didn't see him until I was on top of him. Probably could have. He was on some grass there that I probably could have spotted him. It's a clubhouse. This is a proper sidewalk. Takes us to the back of the legislative building. So then I'll go around the front of it. Let's go this way around the end of the building. Usually smokers down here. It's the back of the Saskatchewan Legislative Building. East entrance, Trafalgar Fountain down there, which I've gone by many times. Now I'll just check this out. If it looks clear, I'll walk right along the building here. I think there's still a big pile of snow on the sidewalk over there, so I guess not. I'll go this way. Still looks completely frozen at this end of the lake. Seagull, or land gull, actually. And of course, there's the legislative building. That's the ledge. Over here are the ornamental gardens, which are neither gardens nor ornamental at the moment. Well, they are gardens, but there ain't nothing growing there. And the statue of the Queen, who will be 96. Is that today? Tomorrow? Somewhere along here. The same age as my mother. Born the same year. But has outlived my mother and a great many other people. There's the Queen. Of course, she was here to unveil that, as I often tell the story, and my daughter and I gave her flowers. Or my daughter gave her the flowers. I was holding my daughter at the time. 2005 that was, so. Alice was not quite 4, I guess. Which would make her 3 at the time. So they sort of have prepared the beds a bit, then it snowed again. This will be very pretty later. Here's Walter Scott holding up his plans for the legislative building. First premiere. Of course, downtown. It's over there. Across the lake. There's Walter, whom I have portrayed. Doesn't look a thing like me. But who knew that? Well, I guess anybody that looked at the statues or the pictures knew I didn't look anything like Walter Scott, but it didn't matter for the particular thing I was doing, which was the centennial of the Hill Companies. I wrote a little script and did it in the voice of Walter Scott as a come forward in time using H.G. Wells' time machine to see how Saskatchewan had panned out since he was here. And of course it was said nice things about the Hill Companies because it was their centennial. And those are the Hill towers down there. Company is still going. McCallum Hill for a long time, McCallum Hill. And there's a McCallum Avenue and there's a Hill Avenue right across Albert Street there that I've walked along many times. They were very prominent real estate type businessmen. Regina's first skyscraper was the McCallum Hill building, and it was imploded to make way for the left of those twin towers over there. I must have seen it when I was a kid, but it doesn't really register on you. Regina was the big city. Didn't get here very often. Drove up usually on a school trip to the Royal Saskatchewan Museum, or then it was the Saskatchewan Museum of Natural History, or toured the legislature once, remember that? And came up for a Globe Theatre production of Macbeth in grade 11 when we were studying Macbeth. Did I see Hamlet too? I think I saw Hamlet too, back when Ken Kramer was the artistic director and starred in most of the shows, it seemed like, at least the Shakespearean ones. They did more Shakespeare back then. I wish they did more now. Of the two shows I've been in at Globe Theatre, one was Shakespeare, to be fair, Twelfth Night. Small part, but I enjoyed being in it. A couple of small parts. There's a servant named Valentine. There's a priest and a policeman, I think, were the three things I played. And I moved set pieces, so there was that. The first Globe show I did, of the only two I've done, was on Golden Pond. I was younger then. I played the boyfriend from California. It's the last show that Susan Furley directed here before Ruth Smiley took over. Ruth Smiley was here a very long time, but now she's moved on. She's still in town, but she's not artistic director at Globe anymore. In fact, she's involved with the Dark Hall Society that's managing Dark Hall now as it reopens. See the water going under the bridge there? And just a few weeks ago, I auditioned for the new artistic director at Globe and at Persephone. And we'll see. I hold out no great hope of getting anything, but the auditions seem to go well. At least they know I exist. Trying to remember how that puddle's shaped up over there. I know I can't go through easily. Can I go around it and go up the stairs? I think so, without getting into the puddle. I'll use the crosswalk now to get across. Yeah, the puddle's on the other side of the garbage and recycling bins there. I really wanted to be up there performing last night in Dark Hall, but nobody asked me. No reason why they would, but it would have been cool. That might be slushy, so I think the steps might be better, despite them also having some remnants of snow and ice on them. And this is icy a little bit, but I made it. Now we just have to wait for the light. It can be a long one. It depends on the vagaries of the traffic gods. Speaker's Corner there with the lamps that used to be in Hyde Park in London, so they literally are from Speaker's Corner. Oh, I could have jaywalked, but they're coming now from my right, so I won't. And from my left. Just have to wait for it to change. Like I said, it can be a long wait. Good unobstructed view of the bridge, though, with no traffic on it. can totally go now, even though it hasn't changed. Yeah, it changed halfway across anyway. I always think of this house as the New York Public Library house because it has lions on the steps. Although I think they're Chinese lions. Unlike the ones in New York Public Library steps. Still, one of my favorite houses, and I sure like to see inside it sometime, but don't know the people that live there, so that seems unlikely. On over there is Harrington Mews, where Wally Knight from Shards of Excalibur lives. Guess I could knock on the door. You know, I've always wanted to see the inside of your house. Can I come in? It seems a little strange. Hi, I'm Edward Willett, award-winning author of more than 60 books of fantasy, science fiction, and nonfiction for readers of all ages. Can I come in? It sounds even worse. Hi, I'm Ed Willett. I live stream my walks around town. Can I come in and live stream a walk through your house? I think that would get the police. Man about town, because I'm literally that when I do all this walking. Well, whatever it was that's in my boot did not cause me pain after those initial few steps, so it's shifted somewhere where it's not digging into my foot, so that was good. It's really awkward to stop and take off your shoe when you got a gimbal in one hand and no place to sit, especially. Morning. If I plug this in when I get home, it's down to one little lone light of power on the gimbal. It needs charging. Well, yesterday was an hour and a half total. This will be an hour, so I've used it thoroughly the last 2 days. I did 2 45-minute walks yesterday. 47 minutes. See what that says. I've seen pictures of the implosion. Must have been quite the thing at the time. I think there's still like the cornerstone or something down on Scar Street in one of the other buildings that kind of marks the location. The original entrance is still there but goes into a different building or something like that. Like the archway of the entrance. Can't remember now. I'd have to look next time I'm down there. Okay, almost home. Did another walk, didn't have a heart attack, so that's good. I live in fear that I'll collapse on one of these walks. And people on YouTube would be wondering why I'm just pointing at the sky. I have no reason to think that will happen, but I'm a writer. I imagine all sorts of things that are unlikely to happen. Too much imagination, which is actually a line from the Shards of Excalibur. That one character's aunt tells her that she has too much imagination. I was talking about myself. Okay, that's it. Thank you for walking with me. I'll probably be back at least once over the weekend, maybe not both days. But bye for now.